Today we're going to cover the Japanese nuclear reactor restarts. I've got a lot of detailed information to show you about this. Now, the prime minister there wants to restart up to 9 nuclear reactors, but there are actually 10 out there on the line that they could restart. They actually have only restarted 4. And I'm going to explain the whole process behind this, what it means for the uranium market, how uranium stocks are doing today, as well as where Japan gets their fuel for these nuclear reactors. So please hit that like and subscribe button below. So Bloomberg actually broke this today. There's actually 2 articles that they have. There's some more information on this, but they broke this, and also Reuters picked it up earlier, and they're saying 9 nuclear reactors, right? They're saying that he ordered as many as 9 nuclear reactors to be restarted to help ease concerns about a possible power crunch. And that's going to be later this winter. They've already had these record heat waves. There are concerns about a power shortage this winter, they said. So Japan is struggling with tight electricity supplies due to extreme weather, the retirement of their older nuclear power plants, as well as their other types of plants, and delays to restarting nuclear reactors that were shut down for Fukushima. So Japan is also cutting its use of energy sources from Russia following the invasion of Ukraine. So in the other article, they added more information. They said that the Ministry of Economy will do what they can to push for 9 nuclear reactors operating in the winter, which can cover roughly 10% of Japan's power consumption. So the thing is, they were also wanting to be carbon neutral by 2050. This is far off, but they are very fast at not only building these brand new nuclear reactors, but they could get these back up very quickly. And I want to show you a visual on this. So 10 of Japan's 33 operable nuclear reactors have been restarted under the post-Fukushima safety rules. Though some are offline for maintenance, a further 7 units have been cleared by the nation's nuclear regulatory to resume operation, but have not restarted due to required upgrades or lack of local support. So they're not really restarted. You got to get the local support. Well, this is really people not having power. They're going to support it. And that's what we're looking at here. So the visual here, you can actually see 10. This is as of June. I'll show you where I got this information. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, the red. These are not all up yet. Now you have these under construction, these green ones. So I actually posted this today. This was March of 2020. As you can see, this was blue and it meets the new standards. So that has actually changed. These both have came up, and these are actually gonna be decommissioned up here. But if we look back to this sheet, you can see that there are a lot of reactors that are being decommissioned. Obviously here at Fukushima, but they do have some new ones under construction. So this is where I got the information, nippon.com. This is in Japan. This is a lot of good information. They had 54 nuclear reactors in 2011, but this was 30% of the country's power. What was interesting is as of June 2022, only 10 reactors have been restarted. They say restart with local approval at the following 6 power stations, but only 4 are actually up. A lot of people are asking, they're like, uranium prices today, some of the uranium stocks have gone up, but spot prices have gone down. I'll talk about that in a minute. But if we look back here, this is some old posts by Quakes. He said approvals for these restarts signal TEMCO that uranium they hold as inventory must be retained and possibly increased in order to provide fuel required for these and other reactors, and restart approvals pipeline over the long term. That reduces likelihood for future uranium dumping, which is a main issue. So it's really, as Quake says here, Japan restarts are an inventory, not demand story. So in the initial run, it's a inventory. They have this. Remember I said they had contracted with Uzbekistan for its $1 billion worth. Here you can see this was in January 2020. $1 billion for the supply of uranium to Japan. This was Uzbekistan, Russia's ally. But if you go back here, as Quake says, it's an inventory, not a demand story just yet. The bear case was that they would dump this inventory into the market, suppress prices. The plans to restart reactors in the future, build new units, that will mean they need new nuclear fuel in the future, but it also removes that overhang. It tightens up the spot supply, and it'll bring in higher prices, he said, which is right. And when someone asked, this was, like I said, a lot of these old tweets. I'm able to find these because in the Discord, I got the search, and I've got tweets of pretty much anything uranium for the past 3 years. So it's pretty easy to find. So if you want to check that out, link in the description below. They have all the fuel on hand for these reactors in the initial restarts in these fuel assemblies that they're recycling. Restarting does not create an immediate uranium need, but instead, like I said, remove the fears that Japan will dump that material into the spot market. And we know this is true. Now, with Japan, they do have some new reactors coming up, and I think that you're going to see very quickly these reactors, new constructions happening, and these come up pretty fast. So Japan's the fastest country here that can actually get reactors up in as little as 4 years. Now, the maximum is around 5, maybe 5.5 years. And you can see this from the IAEA, this chart here. So Japan, China, they're pretty quick at getting these reactors up. So that's very positive. I think that you're going to see them really pivot back. Now, I posted this earlier. There's a lot of confusion. That's why I'm covering this. So this was March 10th of 2020. And I've showed you kind of what's changed on that new chart. But there's a lot of people basically saying that some people here said Bob, I believe Bob traded the uranium market before. He was saying that gold and silver market is rigged and you can take delivery or buy gold chains, but uranium, you can't take home and store it in your basement, and they know where every ounce is. That is true. A lot different. Uranium's a lot different than gold and silver. Anyone can mine gold and silver. I've mined gold and silver before. You know, it's very easy. Pounds on the ground. It's not like uranium. It takes multiple years, the fuel cycle. You need permitting. It's very tough. And everyone knows where all that fuel is, okay? Once it's mined and brought out and processed, and they enrich it in these fuel assemblies, they know where it's at. And Japan knows where it's at. So they still have a lot of this fuel. It is very positive for the uranium bull market, in my opinion, because like Quakes was saying, it's not going to push inventory back into the market, and they don't have unlimited supply. So uranium today, we can actually see uranium stocks. The NASDAQ is pretty trash right now. So is the Dow. But the market's in this purgatory. We're still bouncing off this trend line. Gotta love it. We're at 330 right now for UEC, but it's bounced around like crazy. I did not day trade this today, but there is so much money to be made in these. You can see Denison's up, Chemical's almost up 4%, and Energy Fuels is up about 1%. I think that you're starting to see smart money come in again. We got a lot of capitulation, a lot of whining people crying about, you know, the prices. But if you look at the chart here, this looks like Tesla, okay? This is like a Tesla move. Look, March 2020, look at Tesla, pulled back. It's still massive valuation. These companies in uranium are still holding very strong. Unlike a lot of companies in the NASDAQ, you've seen they're down 50, 60, 70, 80% just this year. So I'm fine with where uranium's at, really enjoying it. If you look here, a lot of uranium stocks. This is my uranium stock sheet. You can see market caps here. They're a lot lower than they have been because we're down in a lot of these 50, 60%. So there's massive deals out here in these uranium stocks, a lot of these. Now, majority of these uranium stocks are not even going to get into production. That's the crazy thing. They're probably going to be bought out. And there's just so many good deals out there. And I'm really excited to get back into day and swing trading this. Like I said earlier, Reuters actually picked this up as well. So that might be some of the buying that you see, but I think smart money has been buying and is going to continue buying. So a visual of the overall market, finance down, so is energy. We see commodities, they're really trashed today, pretty much for the whole month. And uranium spot actually went down today. So I do think that in other industries, as we've seen, it's pretty easy to manipulate sometimes the futures, those type of really opaque markets. You know, you see just a little bit of money coming in from big funds can push it down. It is very possible that there are traders or funds pushing the price down, you know, but the long-term price is obviously what matters. Right now, the UF6 prices, the SWU, we're seeing those still hold very strong. Long-term prices holding very strong. So that's really what matters. These daily volatilities, I love it in the spot market because you get a lot of retail probably coming in. Sometimes they sell and you can really day and swing trade that. That's what I've been doing. But the overall market looks pretty trashy. You know, out of all the stocks, really the big stocks, pretty much only Apple we see is up. Costco, Walmart, they can do very well. People still gonna buy things. Prices go up and they're gonna make money. But I'm still very bullish uranium. Hopefully you guys are taking advantage of some of these deals. Let me know, are you buying any uranium stocks? And do you like the new format of the channel? You know, I'm being real with you guys. I want to just make great content for you guys. You guys deserve it. Some people said they like the new format of the channel. They like that it's just my name, easy to find, and I cover uranium, cover stocks. And I do these documentaries. So these documentaries are going to be coming out. Be on the lookout for that. If you guys enjoy this, please hit the like and subscribe button below, and I'll continue making this.